there's a recall, we'll let them know, the home buyer know. So yeah, there's that. And something else we have, if anybody wants this, I don't want to give you a bunch of stuff because I know people don't like junk anymore. This is our folder. I have a few of these, but I can drop some back off by here. And it just has more information about the warranties. It has this measurement sheet that you can give your clients that they can measure their, cooktop, windows, doors, whatever they want to measure. But the cutest little thing in here to me is the Buyer and Seller's Guide to the Home Inspection book. It has a little sleeve here so you can put your card in there, give it to your client. It will walk them through the whole process of what to expect. Beginning, middle, end of the home inspection. There's warranty information in the back. And then right here in the middle, there's a list of all the major components in the house and how many years they should expect to get out of each of those. So this is my favorite little thing that we have. I have hundreds of these at home and I live a mile from here. So if anybody wants one, send me a text or an email and I'll leave what I have today here with you. But I'm happy to drop off as many of these as you need. I'll put the little sleeve on there for you. So any questions? No? So whenever you guys are, do you give a list with a few names on it for home inspectors, or do you have your go-to home inspector you use all the time?
List.
Yeah.
So it's not your fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, just add us to your list. We would really appreciate, if you have a vendor list of people you work with, mention the warranty to your clients, add us, let them, decide who they want to use. I personally would really appreciate you to give us a try, being that I am growth and business development. So yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah. If you didn't get a card in the, I'm doing a little drawing.
Did everyone put their card
Everybody
in?
wants a?
Hold on, we got one back here.
One more? Yeah. I'll go get the card while I'm going to fold it in half so we can draw them easier. I have blank ones too if anybody needs them.
That's why they got it.
Oh, yeah, say, do you want that? I say I have a blank one right here, we need to fill one out. Just need to grab one.
I agree. And they also.
Did you already pick a winner?
No, I'm about to.
Okay.
Tina's up there monitoring that.
Angel. Anybody else? Good. Anyone else? You two, you late? No, you're good? I have blank ones if you want me to, do you want to fill one out? Here, you can write your information on that card. There. Can we get you a blank one? You sure? Okay. I just ordered new ones. It looks like I have black bags left. Okay.
I'll take D. Let's go. Okay. This one.
This one is Kathy LaCroix.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank
Stacy.
you all. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing breakfast.
You're welcome.
And again, if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to Stacy.
Definitely, my
Yes.
email and cell phone are both on my card. Just let me know if there's ever anything I can do for you. And I know you guys probably hear from me either emails, calls, texts. I'm sorry if that bugs you. It's part of my job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so we had a few technical difficulties. I think we've worked it out, so everybody can hear me okay. Welcome, everybody. I think we have a few guests here. Ladies in the back, do you want to maybe stand up and, are they your guests?
We're all with Title Solutions.
Oh, so you guys are going to come up later then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Also, anyone else that, Cynthia, she's a brand new agent here today. She just started with us yesterday. Do you want to say anything about yourself? Okay. But next month, when you're when we officially put you on, since you started in August. Okay, there's Stacy. Also, just to remind everybody to silence their phones. And we do have a sign-in book, and I don't know if it's going around yet. It is going around. Okay, so make sure you sign in for the book. The reason we do that is that we give away a free trip anywhere in the world. The more times you attend office meetings, the more times you attend trainings, Every time you sign that book, you get an extra ticket for the end of the year when they draw a ticket. So you want to make sure if you're here, you sign in that book. For the month of July, we had one new agent, and Bruce, he's not here right now, but if he's online, hello, welcome. And he's new to our office, so we welcomed him to our family. Birthdays, August birthdays. Today is Shan's birthday.
She'll be right back. She'll be right back.
When she comes down, we can all clap really loud for her. So it's Shan's birthday today. Tomorrow is Kathy's birthday. She's here. 35. 35. The 11th is Grace. 15th, Dusty. 19th, Leah. 22nd, Samantha. 26th, David. 27th, Brian. 29th, Erica. And the 31st, Marissa. Happy birthday, everybody. Lots of August birthdays. Okay, as far as our top 10 this month, what's really nice about this board is it changes all the time. For the month of July, our number 1 was Lindsay Smith. Number 2 was Kathy LaCroix. Number 3 was Brandon. Number 4 was Beth. Number 5, Shannon. Number 6, Cayenne. Number 7, Sabra. Hello. And number 8, Randy. Number 9, Jamie. And number 10, Jordan Sharp. So congratulations to everybody. It's really, there are so many fantastic realtors in our office. You know, we have like around 90 some agents here. So anyone that makes this top 10 is really just remarkable. And what's super fun is that that top 10 changes every month. So it just kind of says how remarkable everybody is here. So it takes all of us to be like together as a team to make our numbers, and it's just fantastic, everybody. Where do you rank? This is just based on Exit Southeast. We're part of a regional group, and these numbers are for the month of June because it's sort of like a month behind. This meeting is recapping all of July, but this is for the month of June. In 5 states, that's our Southeast region, we have Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. For sales volume, out of 5 states, number 1 was Jamie Andrews. Out of 5 states, out of all the realtors in all those offices, number 1 was Jamie. Number 28 was Beth. Number 34 was Lindsay. Number 53 was Heather. Number 55 was Mike. Number 60 was Kathy. Number 80 was Pina. Number 88 was Randy Boyer. Now, there are hundreds, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents, if not thousands of agents. So to be even that many from our office just shows that you guys are in the right place because there's great people that can mentor. If you have questions, these people obviously know what they're doing, so congratulations to everybody. For 5 states, that's huge. As far as offices, out of 5 states for the month of June, this office, Little Hendersonville, Tennessee, was number 1 out of 5 states in all the offices. So huge accomplishment. In the state of Tennessee, we're just looking at our state, in the top 10 sales volume, number 1 was Jamie, and number 10 was Beth. So that's huge for the state of Tennessee. And if you can see at the very bottom there, top office, the state of Tennessee was our office. So congratulations. It's pretty remarkable. So like you do go to Exit Convention or anything like that, or even our Southeast regional, that's going to be at Universal in March. We're definitely going to be a standout just because we are doing so great for our region. It's amazing. So we're talking about all those top 10, talking about all of us together. This is what our numbers were. The sales were $27,790,077. There were 74 transactions in the month of July, 27 agents involved. Wow. What's really incredible with this is, we know the interest rates have gone up. We hear talk about recession. We hear all these other terms that are in our marketplace. Our numbers this past month were like $7 or $8 grand higher than we were last year when interest rates were at 2s and 3s and all that. At the same time last year, we did only like 21 million, which is still phenomenal, everybody. But the fact that we did 27 million is saying something, though. Even though interest rates are higher, we're still doing a lot of business, and we're doing more business than we did last year when interest rates were better. So fantastic, really great month. Last month was one of those banner months that was like our second best in our history, but this is still a really great number if you look at our goal board. I don't even know if you see it. So, okay, everybody use their invisible ink pen or something. Year to date, we're at $186,324,020. That's where we're at today, as of all our numbers, as of July 31st. Last year at this time, we were at $95,940,501. So if you do the math, it's double. It's nearly double what we were at the same time last year, where we're at this year. So again, even with all the challenges that we have this year, We had challenges last year too. There were just different types of challenges, multiple offers, things like that, hard to get somebody under contract. We're doing so well. It's really fantastic, so it's credit to everybody here. Residuals, I know we talk about that every month. Residuals is thank you from Exit for sponsoring other agents into our office. All of us probably wouldn't be here if somebody didn't tell us about Exit, and that's as a thank you from corporate. You get a residual benefit. In the month of July only, $27,523 was passed around to agents here in the office. Year to date, we've already passed out $268,000 just in between agents here, just as a thank you for introducing that agent to our office. And since this office opened, over $2,839,986 has been paid out in residuals. So fantastic, amazing. Hopefully you can all share in that. And tonight is our career night. It's another opportunity for you to introduce people that are thinking about getting into the business. And if they decide to join, have a meet with Ed or I. If they join, as a thank you, you'll get a bonus. Closing, Title Solutions. Maybe Title Solutions people want to come up here.
Well, sure.
But we definitely want to
My
say,
name's not up there, but I closed it.
okay, well, I'm sorry about that, but you know what, Marissa? Look at this. Look at this, you get this sign that says happy close with Exit, Title Solutions, and your name. Can you just, how about you just take it right now? How about you hand it to us? We have a few others in now, maybe you guys can do that. If you close with Exit and Title Solutions, we will have a sign made for you. So maybe, ladies, if you would like to pass these out,
So Marissa, thank you for
Here.
closing with us.
give me their name and then pass them out. And maybe you can have a microphone.
All righty.
Hey, I know who this one is.
Give that to Rhonda, yeah, give it to Rhonda when he's here.
Okay. I got in trouble last week for not putting this thing up high enough. Does that work? The eye in the sky, prove of everything. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Williams. I'm the lawyer with Title Solutions, also the lawyer for Exit. We're part of the Exit family. Title Solutions is co-owned with Exit Real Estate Solutions. I've actually been with this franchise longer than Ed and Jamie. And we are very glad to be here. We're glad for this long time association. I wanted to put some faces with names that you have undoubtedly seen. Ginger Tucker, who kind of runs the agency, as many of you know, has been out on maternity leave. Her daughter Charlie, C-H-A-R-L-I, is I think a month old today, is that right? Was it 5 weeks? And she's been out, obviously, for that time, but we've gotten really good feedback, and folks have said, gosh, we really haven't noticed. I mean, we've missed Ginger, but everything's still been smooth. Well, these two ladies are part of the reason that everything's been smooth. This is Lindsay, L-I-N-Z-Y, and this is Angel. I don't have to spell Angel for you. Hopefully not anyway. And they, and Rhonda and Brandon and me have all kind of pitched in to pick up the slack to make sure everything runs smoothly. So hopefully that has been your experience and everything continues to run smoothly and will continue to run smoothly. Now, to keep things as smooth as possible, Lindsay, L-I-N-Z-Y, will now be the person that you send your orders to and things like that. And the person you can call to get questions answered and stuff like that. And that should help keep this momentum we got going, right? As always, if you don't have my number in your phone yet, put my number in your phone, 615-293-2994. 615-293-2994. I live on a horse farm. I'm up early, I'm up late. We don't celebrate holidays because the horses don't care that it's Christmas or New Year's. They don't like July the 4th because of the fireworks. But otherwise, they just don't care. So you guys can call me pretty much anytime you want to. It's always best to text first. For some reason, phone calls don't come through my headphones when I'm on the tractor. Text do. I don't know why, how this is a 6, you know? So I guess that's my excuse. But I'd rather be involved on the front end. It's gonna come back to me anyway if there's a problem, because I'm an exits lawyer too. So I'd rather, like Barney Fife says, nip it in the bud. So don't hesitate to call me. I can write language for you and text it to you or email it to you, answer your questions, anything like that. That's part of what I do, and that's why I'm here. Another reason that I'm here today is to give out a gift card. We're going to let Lindsay give that out. And here are the tickets. She can, I just lost someone. So these ladies can pick our winner today.
I don't have my glasses on, so somebody else can.
Starling?
Yay! Congratulations, so she gets the gift card. So there you go. Thank you for your business. We really appreciate it. We're so glad to be part of the family.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Nice to meet everybody.
Thank you.
It's great to have a face when you're working with people so you know exactly who you're talking to.
Half the people in here know their voice.
That's old reference.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see.
All the time.
Angie's here. Let me get Angie first.
Like stairs.
Yeah. Barney Fife was on the Andy Griffith Show, if you all don't know. All you young people.
Thank you so much. It is so nice just that we have that relationship with Title Solutions to be able to have, them to support us and we're supporting them, but also that we have an attorney's number on our Rolodex, that's old reference. On our cell phone, on our contact list, right? On our contact list.
It's a morning.
Yeah. So sorry. It makes you look really professional if you're talking with your clients and they have a question and you can say, oh, let me just call an attorney. They're going to be like, wow, what do you have an attorney? It's just going to make you look more credible and more professional. And the fact that it gives you a cell phone number and he's saying call anytime. I'm sure many of you have called, but it's a great resource and thank you so much, Kevin. Interest rates. You can kind of see where we're at. You might want to snap a picture. When you're talking with your clients, it's always good to know where interest rates stand. And speaking of interest rates, Craig Sanders, he's one of our preferred lenders here. We have Tracy, and we have Carolyn, and we have Craig. These are our preferred lenders that help us sponsor different events at our office. But Craig's going to stand up here and talk to us about buy downs for just a couple minutes.
I feel like a giant with this microphone. So, real quick, who has seen listings that are promoting that the seller is paying money towards buy downs? All right, you're going to start seeing that more and more, okay? There's apparently a mortgage playbook somewhere that says when rates go up 30%, we start talking about XYZ, whatever it is, okay? So all I wanted to do was just explain to everybody what a buy down is so that you understand for your buyers and also give you something to think about as far as marketing your listings, okay? There's two types of buy downs. There is a temporary buy down and there is a permanent buy down, okay? So the temporary buy down, if you want to just simplify it to this, that is where the seller is prepaying part of the buyer's monthly payments for a time period. Okay, so if the seller's offering $5,000, then it may be that for the first 12 months, take 5,000 divided by 12, and the seller's paying that much of the buyer's payment. Okay, it sounds really cool, right? Here's the thing. If the seller is paying all of the other closing costs for the buyer, then yeah, if there's money left over, sure, apply it towards a temporary buy down. I'm saying if you're working with the buyer. If this buyer is paying their own closing costs, in my opinion, it is pointless to do a temporary buy down because the buyer can hold that same money back in their pocket and then they can apply that to their monthly payments if they want, okay? Now, part of the reason I'm saying that is everybody you're closing right now, there is a high probability in the next 12 to 24 months they're going to refinance, okay? So if they do a temporary buy down that covers a 2-year period, it's possible they won't get the benefit of the full 2-year period, okay? Now, again, this is if you're working with the buyer. So if you're working with a buyer that's an option on the table, tell your buyer, hey, you might want to check with your lender and see if this makes sense. And if the lender they're working with goes, I don't even know what a temporary buy down is, you might want to work with a different lender, okay? It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It probably means they've been in the business less than 3 years because no one's heard of this concept recently, right? It's always been there. A permanent buy down is where you pay discount points to lower your interest rate for the life of the loan, okay? And that gets a little more tricky because pretty much every day I look at pricing, it's all over the board. I mean, I literally looked at one the other day where one discount point extra bought the rate down a full 1%. Now that's an extreme. I will tell you, that is not normally the case. That's an extreme. But in a normal market, which we've not been in since COVID started, but in a normal market, one discount point buys it down about 0.25%, and that's a little over a 5-year break even. Right now, a 1% extra discount point typically will buy the rate down 0.5%, okay? The break even on that is a little over 2.5 years. Why might that be? Well, because Wall Street knows that they're going to refinance a loan in the next 2 years anyway, right? They want you to do the buy down, just so you know. Like Wall Street is begging buyers to pay discount points because they're not going to make money off the loan for the life of the loan because that loan most likely won't still be around. All right. Now, so when you're consulting with buyers, those are some things to think about. Okay. Now, I will say my stance on permanent buy downs with buyers is if the buyer wants to do it, I'm not going to talk them out of it because you know what? I might be wrong. I'll be the first to admit I might be wrong. We may not have lower interest rates, okay? It's possible to go into a recession and mortgage rates not come down. It's not very likely. It is a possibility, okay? So you can consider paying a discount point to lower your rate as insurance. And everybody in here pays for insurance that they hopefully don't use. If you've got a term life insurance policy, hopefully you haven't used it yet. You wouldn't be sitting here if you had, just so you know. All right, so insurance is not a bad thing necessarily. All right, now let's talk about listings. How can you promote this with a listing? And I'm going to make one quick disclaimer. I don't work for Trek, okay? So you need to double check everything with your broker. I would try to get as close as possible to being able to say, ask us about our interest rate reduction program seller is offering with acceptable contract. Now, can you say that exactly? I don't know. Get as close as you can, all right? And then when they ask about it, say, seller's willing to pay 1% towards buyer's closing costs. And then if the agent goes, well, that doesn't make sense, go, well, here, talk to my lender. Put them with a lender that can explain it to their buyer, okay? You don't care what the buyer does. You want the phone call, okay? So make it sound like it's something different. Interest rate reduction program seller is offering with acceptable contract. Get the interest, get the phone call generated, and then get your listing sold. So again, it's two different approaches with buyers and sellers. But again, if you're listing, your primary concern is getting eyeballs on your listing. So I just wanted to throw that out because you're going to start seeing that. I've had multiple conversations this week with realtors. So it's getting out into the market, and I just wanted y'all to understand what those things are. So
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Heather, can I just add, I agree with everything that Craig just said. So we're on the same page. I do agree with everything Craig just said. We're on the same page with this. I've run the numbers, but I'm looking at the permanent buy downs for everyone. It may make sense that day, it may not. The rates are super volatile. So just want to kind of go on record to say, we're your part of your team and we're in agreement, on this market. Thank you.
Carolyn, did you want to add anything? They've got it covered, yes.
I think so, and it depends on your loan amount and if they're paying any costs, the seller, I think.
Thank you. That's why we love our lenders and the fact that they're here at our office meetings. You guys, if you ever have a question, even if you're not working alone, or you just want to know more about what they were just talking about, call them up anytime. Even if you don't have like a loan going on with them, they'll answer any questions for you. That's part of being a partnership. We're working together. All right, market stats. These are some really good numbers. These are numbers just to kind of keep in your, you might want to take a photo of this. Just as you're talking with people, you're the professional. These are things that you should kind of know. These are numbers for Sumner County, single-family homes only, so it's not like land and multifamily. But as far as new listings, and this is compared to last year, So 12 months ago today. New listings were down just a little bit. Pending sales were down about 14% since last year at this time. Closed sales were down about 16% from last year. Average days on market, 10, we're up. We're up 42%. So remember last year, it was like 0. It was like negative days on the market. It was hours. So now we're at 10 for average. Median, 5 days. I really understand the difference between average and median. Sometimes there's some huge outliers, but again, it's more than 0 days. So as far as when you have a listing and you're setting expectations, you don't want to be saying, we're going to sell it today. It's probably, loans may not be all at once. We might not have multiple offers. It might not happen over the course of a weekend. Average sales price for Sumner County up 23%. So even though some of these numbers have kind of declined, the sales prices keep going up. Interesting, right? Median sales price $457 for Sumner County. So again, Sumner County and affordable housing, there's a situation there, right? Average percent of list price received, it's down 2.4%. We were seeing pricing where homes were going over ask, so this is less than ask. Inventory of homes for sale, 730, it's down 34.5. We all know still inventory is low for our area. Month supply, 1.8.
That's coming.
And historically, 4 to 6 months is kind of like an equilibrium. That's like a healthy market. So we've been, this month supply of inventory, if you've followed it month over month, we've just been down, down, down. But yeah, it's probably something that we're going to see an increase, but it is down still from last year, so things are still.
Remember though, for the past few months, there's something called a spring home buying season that's related to school. So don't get so caught up into the, oh my gosh, listen.
But it was for a long time.
It was,
If
but-
the first quarter is 20.6, you had less than.
I agree, but if you go back 20 years and look
yeah,
at
yeah.
those spring months, every single year, it goes up and spikes. So don't get too concerned about that.
Exactly. This is just good information to have. Your sellers, you can kind of just look at the trends, just so you know what to say on your listing appointments when you're managing those expectations. Did everybody get a picture of that? Okay, office updates. Let me just move to this slide. Remember this? This was our meeting last month. So for those of you that were standing outside in the rain, we did wash the cars. That was our list to last contest. We spent 3 months, 2 different teams. Each were trying to get listing appointments, getting listing things under contract, getting properties sold. The team that did not win needed to wash the cars of the team that did win. And so there's some of us all there washing cars. And we have lunch too. Evening with Exit. So some of you were there, others weren't. It was a really nice event at Springhaven. That was that gorgeous mansion in Hendersonville. We had Jen Fada, her husband's in a band. They played incredible music. There's Jen's husband right there. But there were 4 people playing. Food was catered by Safari. All of our vendors were there. They helped sponsor the event. Lovely tables, fans. It was just a really nice night to be there. They had the bag game, the ladder game. So it was a good time. So thank you for everybody that came, and it was a really nice event. And then, you know what, Angie, would you mind coming up here and talking about the school supplies and the car wash? Because we had fun, or you guys had fun, I wasn't there. Oh, yeah. Let me give this to you, okay? Like that. Sorry, wanted to stay with me.
So we had a back to school day last Saturday at the Paul Mitchell Salon. We were there to get free haircuts and back to school supplies. It was a hit. We had, about 30 minutes before it started, we had probably about 100 people standing there. And so we had some miscommunication with the salon. So we didn't get to get in as many people as we had planned. And we learned a lot of things to do different next time. And with them being students, they were a lot slower, and they were washing hair, they were styling, which really slowed us down. So we learned a lot of things, but all in all, we were able to get 43 haircuts done that day, and 11 we scheduled for Monday, and they honored the free haircut. So total 54 haircuts. And I tell you, it was so cute. Those kids were coming up, and they were telling me how they were going to get their hair done. Aww. And then when they come out, they would find us and show us their new haircut. So they were just so excited, and it was so cool to see kids ready for school and feeling good. So what we're thinking for next year is to maybe try all of us, think if we know a hairdresser and try to get hairdressers just to volunteer for the day and set up a place where it's kind of just a stool and what they need so we can knock it out. Because we had so many people turn up and we had to turn away. Our function started at 1 o'clock. By 1:30 we had to shut it down. Because they were booked for the whole day.
Wow.
So we had mamas sitting there with kids at 12:30 and they didn't get their haircut till 3:30. So it was a long day. Most people were very kind. At the beginning, I thought we might need a bodyguard because I had some mamas ready to take me out, but we all survived. So we're thinking if we all come together and think of a hairdresser and we find a spot, just, spray their hair, no washes, and cut it, because these kids were super excited and I was shocked at how many people come out, and I hated turning people away and saying at 1:30, we've done all we can do when we said it was till 4. So we would love any ideas. We for sure want to do it next year because we did have such a great people showing up, and we had so many people come and tell us thank you, how nice it was for us to do this. So they appreciated it.
Angie, the ones that didn't get a haircut still got to go through and fill a bag of school supplies.
Yeah.
So they were still thankful and happy. They didn't walk away too.
Yeah, only a couple.
Yeah.
Everyone got school supplies, but we did learn that Sumner County got a grant this year that they were providing the school supplies. So, they took some extra for having at home. But what was a hit too is toothbrushes and toothpaste. So we were thinking too, maybe next year if they get another grant, is maybe include some more personal things, maybe some socks, bag of clean socks, some more toothbrushes, toothpaste. And if you know hairdressers, please connect us to them. And then if you know of a kid that needs some school supplies, we still have some extra left over. They're up in front of Tina's desk, I believe. Feel free to take them some, but if not, when we do the vets Christmas, we're going to put those in the kids' Christmas presents too, to have some fresh school supplies. So next we're going to start planning our pets and vets, and we're going to be working with Operation Stand Down for our vets. We did this last year and it was a hit. We adopted 5 families, I believe, and we're able to provide their kids with Christmas presents. And so we'll start collecting donations for our pets. If you have any old towels, blankets at home, pet bows, food, treats, anything like that, if you could start bringing, we'll put a box up. It's usually down here, and dropping it in that box, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angie. Good job, everybody. Thank you for everybody that donated or Venmoed money, and then the people that worked there. There was a really pretty exit tent, and maybe I'll try to get a slide for next month. The big exit tent was there, all in teal. So we had a lot of company recognition, and then different agents sat there that day, and a great event for everybody. And it was a way for us to put ourselves out in the community. So the agents that were there kind of represented all of us, just to show Exit and that we're doing something to give back, and that's a huge part of what Exit's all about. As far as other office updates, those are some upcoming events. Okay, but as far as other office updates, you probably all noticed outside our iron rails are gone, the red brick is gone. There's lots of changes going on. So if you didn't notice when you pulled in, our office color outside is different, right? It's kind of like an off-white, a little creamy beige color. They're doing a second coat, I believe, today. There's going to be all types of wood, I think cedar accents and shutters. Instead of the iron rails, I believe they're going to be wood rails. So it's really going to be transformed. And that's on just the outside. Ed and Jamie are also planning on doing some interior things. They picked out some flooring. So where we have carpet in our hallways upstairs, that is going to be different. But I'll let all those other surprises just happen. So just keep coming to the office, and there'll be something new happening all the time. Career night. So you probably all got one of these in your email. Maybe you haven't opened it, but it is tonight. It's from 4 to 6. You are all welcome to come, even if you don't have somebody that you know that wants to get into real estate. But if you know somebody that's thinking about joining or thinking about getting a real estate license, or if there's somebody that's at another company you want to invite them, everybody's welcome. It's tonight from 4 to 6. Next thing I wanted to mention, how many of you saw the Open Door news that came out? I mean, it was some major news. So for those that haven't heard it, I'll just read it. Open Door, that's an iBuyer. It's the one that sends things to people saying, we'll buy your home. They offer you like a cash price. And the way they market themselves is that they will save you money, that you don't have to pay a real estate commission, and it's a win-win for the seller and for them and all that. Well, FTC slapped them with a $62 million fine. $62 million fine for misleading customers about the true cost of home buying business. They misled sellers. They were just slapped with a $62 million fine, so maybe you might want to reconsider that that you do not save more money avoiding the real estate agents. Real estate agents can help you get more money than what Open Door was offering. So that is huge news. Another couple more points of business type things. I took a expert level contract class. Did anyone else take that over at some of the realtors? Not sure, but there was a few things I just wanted to point out just to kind of refresh everybody. You know, we look at those contracts, the purchase and sales agreements all the time. Sometimes those lines just kind of all blur together, or you think you know it until you really look at the details. And someone that would probably know all the details would be Kevin in the back. He probably knows every line for line. But it's always good to have that little refresher. So some of the things that pointed out to me that were helpful for me, which that way I can help you. Everything has to be in the contract. It doesn't matter what's in the MLS. So just because MLS says refrigerator, blah, 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 unless it's in that contract, you don't have a chance to argue that. Bathroom mirrors, even if they're decorations, even if they're cutesy mirrors they bought at Home Goods, they are attached. They have to stay, they remain, even if it's decor. So just sometimes people have really pretty ones, they want to take the next place. Bathroom mirrors stay, they remain. When it says security components and control, that means those Ring doorbells, the Ring security systems, those things need to remain. Also, there's a little phrase in the contract that says if you have a home that you have to sell, you have to disclose that. You have to say that because the contract reads, or it's pre-printed in the contract, that loan is not contingent upon sale of any other property. So if someone's getting financing, it says in the contract in the small print there that everyone's assuming you have nothing to sell, you're just getting financing. But if you're working with a buyer and you're trying to say, you're not mentioning that they have a home to sell or another property to sell or a second vacation home to sell, you have to disclose that. A trick that was mentioned is that once you pass your inspections or satisfactory resolution of all the inspection issues, you can make your earnest money non-refundable. If you're in multiple offers, this is just a trick for, if you're in competition as a buyer rep and you're trying to get your offer, you could say our earnest money will go hard or it'll be non-refundable after inspection. That means no matter what happens, if financing doesn't happen, whatever, that earnest money goes to the seller. Earnest money is negotiable. You don't have to have it in the contract. Sometimes people get all hung up is this enough earnest money? The earnest money could be zero and you still have a binding contract. But earnest money could be $500, it could be $10,000. You don't need to have it to make it a binding contract. Also with inspections and resolution. Sometimes you get a report from radon people, you get a report from termite people, and you get your inspectors' reports. You only can give, have them all together, wait for all the reports to come in, and give that seller just one report with everything on it. Because once you give them that first inspection report, that counts. That's your resolution period starts. So you need to just wait till all your inspections are done and give them one list with all the things, okay? It'll just save you trouble. Do not piecemeal it, is what they said. And then also, all notices need to be in writing. Text doesn't count as that. So for notices, it's got to be in writing. Email, handwritten note, whatever, in writing, not in text.
We may have to have a class on how to ask for inspection to be fixed because we haven't done it so long. I don't know if we remember how.
Okay. Right, because all these inspections just wait. Yeah.
To fix something?
Yeah, right? You ask for something to be repaired, right? Okay, also, a couple other things. I know I still have a little bit of time. Zillow, they did a report on, Zillow has all of our listings and they look at all of the listing descriptions, all the words that we kind of create, our little story about each home. So they put the 10 worst words to use and the 10 best words to use. The 10 worst words, what they found, you got a lower sales price and it took the home, there was more days on market, it took the home longer to sell if you use these words in your listing. So these are the words to avoid when you're trying to write up something really pretty about selling that home. Bargain, cosmetic, fixer, investment, investor, nice, don't use the word nice, opportunity, potential, TLC. All those words, you'll get less money for your listing. So maybe think of something different. The Zillow report said sell the sizzle, not the steak. Use words that appeal to senses. Instead of saying hardwood floors, say gleaming, wide plank, bamboo, underfoot. So whatever, you can all use your own, but it just says just St. Harvey Floors, trying to spice it up. And then, Zillow suggests these following words tend to get the most money when they're in the remarks. So words like beautiful, captivating, gentle, granite, impeccable, landscaped, luxurious, pergola, remodel, spotless, stainless, tile, updated, upgraded, and then the last one was basketball. So, throw the word basketball in there and your home's gonna sell for more money. So with that, it's interesting, right? It's interesting.
Shopping.
Yeah, yes.
Heather, can I just add something?
Please, sir, use the mic first.
So just real quickly, Heather learned in this class that if you put something in the MLS and you don't put it in the contract, you're not bound to it. And that is true. But you can still get hung up by what was in that MLS listing. All right? Lots of different legal theories. Lawyers are taught to argue. I can argue anything, literally. And so if you don't want to be bound by it, whether you put it in the contract or not, don't put it in the MLS. Okay? Because they can come back and hang you on it. And they'll come back to you, then it comes back to Ed, then it comes back to me. So that's another one of those cases. If you got a question, call me first, so we can nip it. Marty Fife was a very important character in early television for all you young people.
Next month, we'll just have a slide with Barney Fife on it, when it's interest, or when it's Title Solutions. So we all have that reference. That's awesome. A couple other things. Listings is, you want to make sure you manage your seller's expectations. Ed always says manage expectations. It's really crucial right now, and like I kind of mentioned before, if you're listing a property, you want to make sure your seller's not thinking their home's going to sell day one with multiple offers. You know, they may have heard the stories from 6 months ago or something, 20 offers day one, but just so you manage that. One way to help manage those expectations would be share the market stats. So kind of show them, what's on the market, what their competition is, how many days, show them how many days it's been on the market, so they can see, oh, it's been on the market 30 days, oh, that's been on the market 15 days. Just so you have that expectation managed, so you're not getting phone calls and people are freaking out, like, why didn't it sell on day 3? You just educate them, show them the stats, and show them pricing, right? Describe how the market's kind of shifted a little bit. Another point would be, if you're at a listing presentation, and I know we've talked about this before, usually a seller has an idea what they want. What they want to list it at, what they think your home's worth. That's a conversation you both have. But if you can, have them give their number to you first. Just because that way, even if like you guys are talking about it, they're thinking this, you told them maybe this, or whatever it is, but when the price that you're going to actually list it at, have them say the number. That way when it comes back later on and it didn't sell at that number or something, that blame isn't really on you. It's more, they can't blame you as much. It's just managing expectations. You just don't want to be blamed for the number. If they want to try higher, then have them tell you that number and you tell them. One of the things you can do is kind of give them like that 21-day rule. I mean, my personal rule is if we have 8 showings and they're all qualified buyers, ready, willing, able buyers, and we don't get an offer after 8 showings, it's price, it's location, or there's like black walls all over, something different about the home. But according to this article, there's a 21-day rule. So either, and you'll know if your price is right, and it's one of 3 things. The listing gets lots of activity, offers, and multiple offers. You know your price right. The second, if you get few showings and really light traffic at your open house, okay, maybe things aren't priced exactly right. And if nobody shows up and all the other listings get activity, you're probably priced too high, right? So these are, you just want to manage the seller's expectations. Also have a plan A and have a plan B. Okay, we're going to try it at your price, but if in 10 days, 2 weeks, 10 showings, whatever you can, whatever you choose, we're going to reduce it to something. Try to have that conversation initially up front, and that way you're managing those expectations. And moving on really quickly. Okay, so the next big thing I want to talk about, and it is kind of with our upcoming events, is you see September 12th, Buffini, 100 Days to Greatness. We are planning on doing the Buffini class. I know many of you, some of you have taken it already, some of you have never heard of it, but I'm sure you've all heard us say up here the word Buffini, Brian Buffini, something like that. All year we've been waiting to do this class, and we're going to start at September 12th. This 100 Days of Greatness is for new agents, people that are just starting into the business, or maybe you've been in the business for about a year and you're just trying to figure out what you're doing. This class, a couple points that I just want to mention, it's a 12-week course, and it takes you through proven systems that will launch your career. Many of the people that run our top 10 every month have all done the Buffini class. So it will change your career, it'll change the way you do business, it'll give you direction. There's weekly action steps that are going to help you generate leads, gain skills. There's role plays, there's dialogues, there's strategies, there's workbooks, they give you monthly mailings, you get note cards and all kinds of stuff. So it's a big class, and it's taught virtual, but then either Ed, Julia, or myself will be there teaching the class as well, kind of directing that. We're also planning on doing an advanced class. The advanced class is if you've been in business about 3 to 5 years, or if you've taken the first class, the first 12 weeks, and you just want to see what's next. This one lays out your career path. You talk about buyer and seller objections. You talk about negotiating strategies. You do some kind of like real life. You see Brian Buffini, he's the coach, talking to real people and how he manages a listing presentation, a pricing presentation, how to price something. Also mapping out your cash flow as you earn money, how to best manage that money for the future, for now, to become more of a financial wizard. So these classes are something that we do with our partners that we have here. The course normally for the 100 Days of Greatness is like a $495 course, but luckily you guys are here at Exit. Being that we're part of a bigger brand, Exit as a company gets a discount, so they take like $100 off, so to $395. And then our sponsors have always agreed to pay a third for agents. Our office, Ed and Janie, they'll pay a third for you guys, and so then the agents themselves only pay a third. So your investment is maybe $135 around. There might be shipping and handling, I don't know. Yes?
Okay, I'll be gone for 1 week, but can I still take the other weeks?
Oh yes, definitely. And if you miss a week, we can do a makeup, because there's a makeup and we can show you the videos and that kind of stuff. It comes down to be about $11 a class, and for you out of pocket to spend like $130 some to take your career to a whole nother level, to make $100,000, $200,000, sky's the limit. It's well worth that investment. Investing in yourself and your business is probably the smartest thing you can do if you're getting into real estate. So something to think about. We're going to be sending out emailers and information. We have flyers and all that, so that's going to go out. As far as the advanced class, it's a little bit less money. I think it's like $115 all in. But I've taken that class. It's a great class just to hear the objections and negotiating and pricing. It just takes it another level. Okay, and then I think, sorry, we're getting close to being done. Sorry. Class is coming up. August 11th, our very own Kathy LaCroix is going to be teaching us how to use .loop and some contract information, so please come to that. If you are new and you haven't used .loop yet, she will show you. If you've done .loop, she's got tons of tips and tricks that she uses, and it makes it a lot easier once you know how to manipulate the system in an easier way. August 18th, that is something that's really cool. Let me flip to the next. This. And it's free. It is going to be a 2-hour class that we're having on August 18th, and it's Social Media Video Blueprint for Success. Exit Southeast, our region, they use this company. It's called OutSuite, and they're going to be in town in Nashville. They're going to be at the Gulch office, and they're going to be at another office, and we've invited them to come to our office. They're going to just talk for these guys live in person. They're going to come here for 2 hours and give us all kinds of information, talk about social media, video, and we will learn a ton of information just being in that class. Yes?
Can I come up later, including it?
Oh, come, yeah, come. It's a free class. There will be lunch. So it is on August 18th, is it? Mm-hmm. August 18th. And so we'll be sending out information from 10 to 12 on that day. So we'll be sending this off. So look for it. Please come. It'll be life-changing. And I think, okay. Sorry, move quickly. All right, Sumner Realtors. Sumner Realtors, this is some of the CE they're offering this month. If you're looking for CE, or even if you're not looking for CE, you just want more education, these are some classes. I've already signed up for the cryptocurrency class. A friend of mine, they actually did a loan buying the home with cryptocurrency. So the agent represented the buyer, and they bought the home using cryptocurrency. So there's a class at Sumner Realtors on the 17th. Sign up, I sign up today just because it's something new, it's in the future. Who knows how things will change, but deals are being done that way, and it's a great way to hear about it. Okay.
If you do one of those, please call me.
Yeah, before you even
Before
start.
you do it,
Before you even do it, but there is a class, so you can at least hear about it. And then all these other ones are really good too.
Cash the money.
When it says basic real
I don't
checks
know.
and in
I do,
service,
because I've had a client use it for down payment.
oh,
So they cash in,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
then show it's in their accounts. So it's like cash.
it's being done.
Yeah,
It's being done. There's 2 classes on the 8th, so like if you only wanted the tax data one and didn't want basic, so just so you see that, there's a lot of classes this month. These classes are free, definitely worth checking out. Community news, I'm just gonna kind of wrap us up with just some of the things that are happening in our greater area. And so I'll try to go through pretty quickly, but Tanger Outlets, they broke ground at Century Farms. It is going to be an outlet mall, and some of the tenants they already have in place are Ralph Lauren, Nike, American Eagle, Oakley, Vera Bradley, Under Armour, Fossil. They've already signed.
Where is it?
At Century Farms in Antioch.
Antioch.
Antioch, off of exit 60 and I-24. There's gonna be 70 stores, and it's already 60% pre-leased, which is amazing. So like a ton of stores. It's gonna be really nice. And I'm sure if you ever drive like up 65, there's outlet malls as you go in different states. It's gonna be a really nice, huge outlet mall. Last year, Nashville had the record construction year again. Last year, the building permits were $5.39 billion in building. So far this year, as of June 30th, they've surpassed last year's, and they're already at $5.61 billion in building permits. So Nashville's still growing, still growing. According to Point 2, it's a new national median list price for homes. So around the nation is $405,000. In Nashville, $405,000 would get you about 1,521 square feet, about $263 a square foot. If you were in Manhattan, instead of getting 1,521 square feet, you would only get 267 square feet.
New place to park your car.
For $405,000, you get 200 square feet. I'm not sure how many tables that is, but it's a small space. In Boston, you would get 487 square feet. So I guess it's a little bit more reasonable in Boston. Happy to be in Nashville. Also, just something, I know people coming here, they always ask about colleges like Belmont and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt University has only a 12% admission rate, so it's very competitive to get in. So people want to go to Vanderbilt, and they're only accepting 12% of the people that apply. Wow. I thought that was a cool fact to know. And then the Southern Restaurant. Has everybody been there before? You know, downtown? Yes. It's okay. So the Southern, they've been in their spot for about 10 years now. They're opening, I think it's opening this month in the Nashville Airport, another location, which is pretty cool. I know I take people when they come to town to the Southern. It's right across from like the Encore, you know, right a couple blocks off of Broadway. Shortages, you know, we've heard about the supply chain shortages. The latest ones are water meters. So, you know, they're building these new subdivisions, and every home has a water meter with it. Well, they're having a hard time getting all the water meters, so they can't complete the subdivision until the water meters come in. Some of the other ones still are garage doors, windows, and doorknobs. 5th and Broadway, that really great eating place, you know, that's all new, great restaurants, nice shops, that is for sale. They haven't put the price on it, but the project cost on it was around $430 million to create that whole magnificent space. It's for sale.
Wow.
And then I guess, I don't know if you knew, but Chiotas Park has an official tequila, and that tequila is called Lo Siento, which means I'm sorry. But they're based out in California, and they're moving their headquarters down to Nashville. So,
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry that Lo Siento.
Like the way you do that?
It's in like 36 different bars and stuff now, but it is official tequila at Chiotas Park. Just a couple more. Whiskey Kitchen, if anyone's ever been there, you know where that site is. It's a popular Gulch restaurant. That is going to be torn down, and there's going to be a new Hyatt hotel there, but it's a new brand of Hyatt called Caption, and it's just something a little bit more like workspace and modern and young and that kind of stuff, kind of hip-like. But yeah, Whiskey Kitchen, that site, it's been sold, it's going to be gone. Jonathan's Restaurant, like the one that's in Hendersonville, they're opening their 10th location, and it's going to be in Gallatin, in that Windsong by the new Publix by 109. So that they're going to be opening there. It's going to be their largest Jonathan's ever, 8,500 square feet, and they're planning on doing an outdoor patio. Because the one here has a little bit, but they're going to make a big outdoor patio. So it's going into Windsong and Gallatin. talking about affordable housing, how there just isn't much of that. I just thought this was interesting. There was there's some micro housing being done off of Murfreesboro Pike, and they said it's affordable housing. It's a 3-story building. You get 1 bedroom, which is 465 square feet, so kind of small, I think. 465 square feet, and it's $184,000, and your mortgage is about $1,300 a month. So that is what the city considers affordable housing. Just perspective. 465 square feet, $184,000, $1,300 a month, and you could be in that building. And then my last little piece of news, the National Airport is planning a $1.4 billion expansion called New Horizon. They're planning on finishing it by 2028. So it's going to increase passengers from 18 million passengers that we have now to 30 million passengers. So at that point, by 2028, BNA will have 69 gates, 121 concession stalls, and over 900 flights. So that is the little community news, like just to wow everybody. And yay, tomorrow's Friday. Wait, I'm a realtor. So that is our whole meeting. Yay! Thank you, everybody. And there is still some rugby stuff. Help yourself and hang out. Thank you.